Hello everyone, my name is Mehek and I would like to welcome you all to the KVTech's webinar on evolution of an NFT Launchpad today. So we bring you the second edition of webinar on Web3. In this webinar, we aim to clear all your doubts and apprehensions about this buzzword in the technology world of NFT, from highlighting the existing use cases of the technology to the future impact it may have on the traditional businesses. This webinar will walk you through everything you need to know about the evolution of NFT. Before we kickstart with the webinar, I would like to invite Sahil Luthra, Director of Engineering and Blockchain Practice, KiwiTech, to give a quick overview of the company. Over to you, Sahil.
All right. So, hi everyone. My name is Sahil Luthra, and I'm Director of Engineering and Blockchain Practice at KiwiTech. On behalf of KiwiTech and the Web3 team today, I'd like to welcome you all to this talk. And really thank you for taking time from your busy schedules to attend this session. This talk really is, one of the various talks that we host as part of our Web3 teams. And the goal of all these sessions and webinars is to really share our experiences with the community, open channels for discussions for whoever has learned whatever in the Web3 space, and really connect with all the like-minded, tech-savvy people out there. Who some of them could be some visionaries who envision some product but need some technical expertise, and maybe we can help there. To give you a little bit of background about KiwiTech, we are more than a decade old into existence, specifically 12 plus years. And we have a very strong engineering team of very versatile engineers, more than 600 engineers, who have worked really closely with more than 500 of our portfolio companies, essentially providing them support on 150 or 1500 plus projects across different domains, which are essentially touching millions of users out there. And obviously, these products are geographically distributed in different continents. Now, as KiwiTech, we believe in investing in future, right? So as part of that vision, we invest in all the emerging technologies, and our Web3 Center of Excellence is one part of that attempt to invest in the future. Our Web3 team comprises of very sharp individuals handpicked by me and the management, and these guys are really dedicated to delivering best of the blockchain and DLT based solutions. And while they're doing that, supporting the customers, they also make sure they're continually learning with whatever is new and happening out there, and they establish and share all the best practices across. So as part of our services or capabilities, we don't have like a blanket solution for all our customers. We believe in providing the customized solutions as per the partner's need, right? You could be in any stage of your product journey, whether it is a very initial stage. For example, you could be in ideation stage, in which case we do offer services like use case identification, roadmap creation, POCs, or you could be an existing platform which is exploring opportunities to enhance their platform. Maybe you're transitioning from Web 2 to Web 3. In those cases, we offer services like assessing your existing architecture and platform, maybe helping you assess different partners that you want to integrate with, do some feasibility analysis. And just specifically talking about Web3 space, we do offer services like distributed application development, platforms based on NFTs, NFT marketplaces, one of the talks that you'll hear today, token development, customized smart contract development. And we also have services both in public blockchain space as well as the private blockchain space. So our projects and contribution, they span across, since we work with a lot of companies which are working in different spaces, our projects span across different domains. So some of the examples I put it out there, but that doesn't limit, the services that we have. So we have offerings or projects that we work in healthcare domain, fintech domain, insurance, real estate, fashion and retail, media advertising, and many more. In the interest of time, I'm going to keep it brief and just for the sake of examples, sharing some of our areas where we dig deeper. And having years of experience working with different partners who are geographically distributed, working in different domains, leveraging different services, we truly understand the partnership, the meaning of partnership. And we believe in offering the best of services that we have, and leveraging whatever fundamentals that we have acquired all throughout our experiences. Talking about Web3 space, whether it is integrating with different types of wallets using Wallet Connect, or integrating with marketplaces like OpenSea Rarible, or supporting interoperable projects, leveraging the bridging solutions, different types of networks, whether it is public or private, L1 or scaling solutions, and then leveraging the infrastructure services offered by Infura for the distributed storage IPFS and Filecoin. We're also working on projects in the fintech space, working with different decentralized exchanges and many other exchanges out there. And obviously, as you can see, at the bottom of this particular slide, we leverage all the different ID best practices, IDs, programming languages, SDKs, and the security best practices when we work on our Web3 solutions. So our approach, like I said, is truly to partner with our customers, right? We do not believe in jumping to execution right from the start. We make sure there's a solid fundamental before we start. What that means is we engage with you, and help you also to finalize your particular solutions and discover what is really needed in your particular solution. So right from the start, we help you discover. Then obviously leveraging our expertise and experience, we recommend the solutions, whether it is architectural patterns or tools and technologies or design strategies. We share those with you and help you, become aware of those and, make you choose it after we educate you, versus just let you know, hey, this is what we're going to use. Followed by that, obviously, we'll work together closely with you and make sure there's a timely implementation and delivery. And then the journey doesn't end there, because we're true partners. We also want to make sure once your delivery is done, you're out there in the market, users are leveraging your product. We're also there to support you, and based on whatever the requirements are, whichever customer, whichever platform, we offer different type of support services as well. And we follow the iterative process of development. We follow agile. What that means is, we believe in a constant loop of feedback and validation on whatever we are building and releasing out there. That always makes sure, whatever we are working on is in alignment with the business goals that you have. And, that's our development process. So without further delay, I'd like to invite Sunamik Das, who's one of our senior engineers and lead in our Web3 team. And he's going to talk on the topic evolution of an NFT Launchpad.
Thank you, Sahil, for the overview. Before this, I would like to have your attention on your screens. Actually, we have recently introduced a referral program at KiwiTech. So this program rewards anyone who contributes to fruitful introductions to our company. Over the years, we have built this robust ecosystem of startups with the help of your trust and subsequent referrals. We realize it is the time we give due credit to this trust through our referral program incentives. So if you know someone looking for tech development support to scale, join our referral program and follow the mentioned steps on your screen, or visit our website to learn more. Contribute to our growth journey and earn incentives for your trust in us. Now I would like to invite Sunamik Das, Tech Lead, KiwiTech, to kickstart the webinar on evolution of an NFT Launchpad. Over to you, Sunamik.
Thank you, and welcome everyone. So I'm Sunamik Das, Tech Lead at KiwiTech and Web3 Solution Expert. I have been designing many web applications, Web3 applications, and many different blockchains throughout my journey. So today, what we are going to share you a case study about an application that is designed at KiwiTech, composed of huge multiple features and multiple blockchains all together at a single platform, so that you can take away some of the critical challenges that we faced, the decisions we took, and what are the benefits of what are the approaches that you can take while developing the same or consult the KiwiTech. So let's begin. So today, the pointers where we will be focused on, first, we will give a brief introduction about what the application it was. Then what we are targeting, how we are converting the intellectual properties into NFTs, what are NFTs, custom business rules via smart contract, how the brands and the customers are injecting their business logic directly into the blockchain so that they can gain whatever the functionality they want out of the blockchain and via the dApps. Going beyond Palm is another thing. This application is not restricted to a single blockchain. It is a combination of multiple blockchains working together simultaneously at a time. Wallet agnostic, since this application is catering customers throughout the world and there are many tech-savvy traders, so we need to make sure that all types of wallets are supported. Security is not an option when we are dealing with such a massive and versatile environment. So security and compliances are taken care from the very start. And we have also scaled this application to a good amount that is required by our customers. So let me introduce you to the application itself. So NFT Launchpad, this is a unique application that we designed at Kivitech. It's designed from the very start to support multiple tenants at the same time. The purpose was initially to convert any kind of intellectual property in any format. Maybe it's image, just a PDF file, or maybe a video, to directly into a non-fungible token on a particular blockchain. When we received this thing, we also got a requirement to cater for multiple brands, the game publishers, and crypto-savvy traders, all to perform and trade at the same time on the similar platform. We also want to make sure that blockchains are easily integrable in this application. We also have to support drops and auctions at the same time throughout the different regions worldwide. The customers also want to change the smart contract at any time and inject any business rules. And security is always taken from the very start in the architecture itself. And we took care about the tracking the entire NFT lifecycle so that the brands can check what the NFT is at what stage it is, how many have sold, how much is it costing me, how much profit is generated, all the things at a single platform in their dashboards. Wallet agnostic with a private wallet support. Definitely, since blockchain is an open community and everyone has the right. We follow the Web3 protocols where users derive the systems and not driven by the system. So they control the NFTs and can withdraw and take control at any time and stop the application from taking the control of that. So all these features combine together into a single application. Let's begin the journey that we have. So these are the few screens and major features of Web3 UI that we develop inside this application. So this is a templating engine we created to make sure that creation of NFT is not cumbersome for our users. They just need to fill a small, simple form and just a name of the data, how many copies they want, or even unlimited copies. Any blockchain they want to select, just a drop down, and all the underlying critical functionalities and challenges are just encapsulated by the system itself. And they can inject any custom data, any key value pairs they like to have. Just upload the data with what they have, and it's ready. We also have our internal marketplace where the trades are going internally, as well as support for the external marketplace. They can also come and see what are the analytics generated, how much profit, drill down particular NFT, or maybe the set of NFTs, particular by date or by region, or what are my top performing products, so everything on the platform. So composing all these things just like a Web2 application, but driving the blockchain behind the scene is done inside the NFT Launchpad. So now let's begin the journey of first challenge that we had. We want to convert any kind of intellectual properties that the brands have into the NFT on a particular blockchain. So first we have to provide a use case of what blockchain they can go for when they are just starting out. So blockchain selection with minimum gas fee. They don't want to spend much higher gas fees, just like on Ethereum initially when they were starting. Managing the crypto wallets was a challenge because every customer is not crypto savvy. So they need to have a managed crypto wallet solution so that they don't need to worry about, and they can just click a button and get it done. Generic NFT template, which we just showed you, so that creating any kind of NFT and with any kind of data is feasible. And also a generic business logic, a smart contract that is common enough for so that they can change the value such as royalty, wallets, percentage, split shares, profit percentage, and so on. So first, when we dive down to select a blockchain, there are many criteria. Among them, the major one that we like to highlight is support of smart contract. Every blockchain is different, and many of them support the smart contract. So this is one of the major criteria that we have so that we can inject any custom requirements directly into the blockchain. Gas fees was another thing to make it cost effective so that not much of the cost goes into the minting or any kind of blockchain transactions. Since Ethereum was the primary target, but we want to start on some other blockchain which is cost effective. So, but it should be completely Ethereum compatible. And consensus, we want to make sure that we are not going for proof of work. So currently we selected Palm as a blockchain, Palm Studio, and it is proof of authority, basically a rotating proof of authority. So IBFT. So that provides all these features at the same time. The gas fees are extremely low, transactions are quite fast. They provide an internal bridge so that we can shift the NFTs from the Palm to the Ethereum or back and forth. Since we want to provide a managed custom solution for wallets, for the crypto wallets, we started with MetaMask. And when customers want to manage it, they can withdraw it. And if they don't want to manage it, they want system to manage it on their behalf, it's the custodial wallet. So we created a both-way compatibility. So at any time, the system drives any transaction only through the multiple layers of authorization driven by their login and login to their crypto wallets. And if they want to take complete control and don't want the application to take further control on it, they can completely withdraw it. So this application caters both of the requirement at the same time. Next, as I showed you, NFT templating engine. It's generic, support images, videos, PDFs, and many more formats. Bulk creation is also one of the major requirements. They want to create hundreds of NFT at the same time. And we want to ensure that we are following metadata standards. Since NFT is nothing but you inject some information, any kind of information that you want to project it and save it on the blockchain. Once you derive back that information, you want to project it on your UIs, user interfaces, especially for Web3. So we are following the OpenSea metadata standard, this one. So where each and every information can be projected back into the UI screen and maps directly to a particular component. So we are following the same standard, and we are following ERC 721 for the contracts. Making sure that we are following the worldwide standard is making us compatible that this application can be used by any marketplace, or NFT traded from this application is compatible to external marketplaces. Moving on, IPs to NFTs for white label. Now, there are other set of steps that we want to complete. First was the CMS for the NFT portfolio. They want not just creation of NFT, but the deep down analytics, how the customers are behaving, and at what stage it is, how much of the profit is generated, is there any issues are coming. So all those things at the same time, all the real-time notifications they want. So creating all these things and getting the information directly from the blockchain. These things are not designed for Web 2. But getting the Web3 UI where the information can be fetched from the blockchain as well as from the databases, as well as from the distributed databases like IPFS, and combining all those information at the same time so that users can see it at the real time was one of the major challenges that we created. This involves making sure that user interface is also flexible enough to cater those kind of real-time challenges from the blockchain, as well as from the static sources like such as database. Another thing is we want to make sure that logic that we are including can be changed or can be modified by the customers or white label brands at the time of deployment, so that they can inject the wallet wherever they want to receive the secondary royalties for the secondary sales and so on. When we achieve this thing, we have an application that is powerful there, that customers can come, brands can create NFTs, sell them, resell them, customers can participate. Even if they don't know anything about crypto wallets, they can easily purchase it just with, we are supporting both crypto tokens as well as credit cards. So the fiat currencies or cryptocurrencies, both are supported. They can participate and purchase the NFTs and resell them. Moving on, the next set of environment, now brands want a digital presence on the blockchain, and as well as want to make sure that they can even change the smart contract in future if required. So we want to make sure that application can cater now more than one smart contract at the same time and inject any business logic. So we heard them. We make sure that brands now have their, for example, xyz.com has a particular presence on the blockchain identified by a unique address, smart contract address that belongs to a particular brand. And also we make sure that that brand address is reflecting the same and visible to everyone. So the code that is deployed on a blockchain is visible to everyone. Anyone can go and read the code or can query it if they want to have. So the name of the brand is also reflected at the same time, the symbol that they want to create and everything. So this created not just a technical solution for them to inject some changes in the smart contract rules, but also a digital presence on the blockchain where they can identify themselves. So when we created this required a lot of changes in our internal functionality. Now our application's Web3 connectivity to a particular blockchain on a particular smart contract needs to be dynamic. We included some config servers, so where this information can be injected at the runtime whenever there's such a transaction is about to be initiated. So now they also want to drill down to analytics on the basis of what contract it was minted or the transaction executed. So we heard them and make it flexible enough. Now contracts are just intellectual properties for a brand and not where they can have their presence, as well as the custom rules for any drops or auctions they want to have. So they can change the rules for different drops and so on. Another major thing that we got as a challenge was they don't want to limit themselves to a single blockchain, that is Palm. Now they want to integrate multiple blockchains, and they also want multiple dynamic flows. Switching among the one blockchain to another blockchain was another part of the requirement. We heard them and we restructured our application to make sure that application is feasible and catering all those requirements. So as you can see, this is just a logical structure of some of the major components of the application. At the bottom, you can see there are multiple blockchain names: Palm, Algorand, XRP, Ethereum. These are like our service layers, which are catering all the the logic that are only required for that particular blockchain transactions, such as minting, ownership transfer, approval, operators, and so on. And in case of XRP, it is offers, creating offers, accepting offers, or making restricting the offers to the one-to-one relationship, and so on. Above them, we have some internal components. Some of the major ones are like vault. We are using HashiCorp Vault so that it is protected to the best of the technology, and it is restricted by the multiple layers of authorization and authentication. NFT auditor is one of the major features we just talked about, like tracking the stages of NFT. So blockchain is stable, but you can face multiple types of issues. Suppose transaction is overpriced, or the pricing is changing, or the market is heavily congested, and so on, and your transaction is delayed. So you want to track the NFT at the real time of on the blockchain. So NFT auditor is one of the internal component of our system, which keeps on track and reflects the same information back on the UI. System auditor, since this application has grown to a good extent, and we need to make sure that monitoring of the entire system, creating alerts, warnings, and managing this performance, health status, and so on, the multiple, we track all of them, and we make sure that it is reflected, and alerts are issued, and wherever the automatic rehealing mechanism can be triggered is initiated. All those things are managed by the system auditor. Since we are using the multiple information repeatedly, such as once the product design for NFT is frozen, so we can cache those kind of information, and that we are using Redis from AWS Elastic Cache to cache multiple types of information. Above them are the API layers, public API layers for our tenants. So NFT is one of the major set of APIs which provides all the creation, querying the NFTs, or getting the association with a particular brand, and so on. Wallet is about creating the multiple types of wallet for the users and the brands, so that they don't need to worry about. Product is about making sure that templating engine is flexible enough, and all the APIs that requires are under this. Users are onboarding multiple types of users at the same time, and maintaining their profiles, and all those other related features can be catered in the users layer. We provided this common set of API layer for our tenants, so that new tenants can onboard and easily integrate it. So multiple tenants work simultaneously and work in isolation, so that they get the same power and flexibility and scalability at the same time. And we are also able to integrate more features at the same time. So when we started, we went for Algorand, then XRP, and then Ethereum. So once we started integration of all these things, now blockchain become a preference. When a brand is onboarding, they just need to select a particular type of blockchain, and they can even change it in the templating engine at the real time. So now they can drill down the analytics back into the dashboard level, so for a particular blockchain also, and get the particular information on how their market or how the NFTs are performing on a particular type of blockchain. Now, all these blockchain agnostic layers provided them a flexibility, so that now the blockchain is just a preference or just a flexibility. They can easily jump on any market and dive into and ask us to integrate that. We have heard our brands. Now it's time to heard our tech savvy customers who wants to make sure that wallet, whatever their preference are, we can integrate them. So some like Trust Wallet, some like MetaMask, and some like Nizam Wallet. And there are some preferences as per the blockchain also. We went for Wallet Connect protocol, which is a generic protocol to connect multiple blockchains, and we integrated that. Now system is catering and creating multiple types of blockchain under the hood for them. Even if they don't have a particular, they sign up for Ethereum wallet, such as MetaMask, and they are participating in a different blockchain, which is requiring Trust Wallet. They don't need to worry about it. It is automatically created for them and managed on their behalf. We also make sure that they can withdraw and into their any kind of wallet wherever they want, and can take control back of the NFT. Brands and users now don't need to worry about crypto wallets management at all. Security and GDPR is something that we cannot leave, and we have been catering from the start, but we want to make sure that it is now catered in a more depth way. So we are already following the OWS guidelines for API designs and other front ends. We introduce many things. Completing all this in the small talk is not feasible, but highlighting some of the major things that we did is important. So rate limiting, RBAC, and usage audit, these three are like combined together. So we are not relying only the infra level for infra level to connect or manage these things, or rate limiting or securing our APIs. APIs are designed and managed themselves to secure them. So for example, rate limiting, for example, just the APIs for a particular tenant or for a particular region can be done. Blocking the IPs is automatically included on those things. Usage audit, like so that we can track who created which event, is also there. WAF, web application firewall, is also from AWS. We are using it to prevent bot attacks, DDoS, and many other things. One of the important use case I would like to share with you all is creating a special requirement. We received a requirement that tenants want to use our private keys signing feature, but without exposing the private keys as per the policy. We created a special encapsulated environment, deeply protected on the subnet level, where they can just send a request. We will sign the request with the private keys and with the multiple layer of authorization, such as from the customer who owns the NFT, and publisher who's initiating the transaction, and brands who is owning the smart contract. All these three complete authorization, when combined together, opens the vault and fetches the private key for a very small amount of time, and for many limited usage required for that particular type of transaction. When all these things are created, we have a very flexible API that we can provide out to our tenants, and they can call it from anywhere safely, and ensuring that private keys will not be exposed. Sanitizing the payload is important. It will prevent SQL injection and many different types of attacks. So API headers are like very, very small things, but very important. And sometimes we forget that. So I would like to make sure that we follow and everyone follows that all those security headers, such as cores are headers, such as all the headers provided and managed by one small package, maybe you heard of Helmet. There are many more security steps that we did, but covering them is not right now possible. So moving on, GDPR, we received many requirements from European region to US region, and we have to cater all of them, from managing the cookies, providing the complete policies, even the complete control of account, and many more. We have to provide all of them and make sure that it's transparent and it's controlled by their wallets. And second thing is encryption of data, and we make sure that data is protected, not just in database, not just in the decentralized database and what we are projecting, but also at the REST, also at the application layer, and also at never expose any kind of sensitive layer. Even the field level encryption in the database are also done for the critical informations. When we went for all these things together, now the application is secure, compliance, and customers have trust that they need to cater and support traders throughout the world. Final, but the most critical requirement that we receive is scaling. Scaling a blockchain application is really, really challenging. And we want to start and reach a good amount, that is 10,000 RPS. We started with very small, just 100 RPS. We went for phase 1 for 300 RPS for 1 million requests, and in the phase 2 for 10,000 RPS for 20 million requests. This required a lot of changing in our application. And as we shared that we started with monolith, and then we went for microservices based. We created multiple layers of microservice as shown to you earlier. Caching was one of the things. Now we want to make sure that APIs are resilient itself, so that they don't create a back pressure and system failures. So we introduced auto healing features via the circuit breaker patterns, where system can trigger a mechanism of auto healing and prevent the requests and save them for later execution. And thus clients, the tenants, they don't need to wait, and system doesn't need to be overloaded. All these things combined together with circuit breaker patterns and many more. We also want to make sure that infra is also scalable. So AWS scaling with not just for the CPU or memory-based parameters, which are also included, but on the number of requests. So we catered all three together and make sure that application and servers are scalable, and the timelines that requires from one server boot up like 2 minutes or 3 minutes can be catered and can be managed. When we went for microservices, communication was a major thing among different microservices. We went for event-driven architecture, and we included multiple queue mechanism where so that one microservice doesn't need to wait for other. So when minting microservice is ready and has minted the NFT, now it's the time of transferring the ownership to someone else. Suppose the customer who purchased it, now that's a task of another microservice. Or maybe multiple blockchain requests are coming together, and one workflow is designed for Ethereum, another workflow is designed for XRP. So all those things are catered together using the event-driven architecture. Since the application has grown to a larger extent, monitoring and performance tuning we did on very depth scale up to the level of operating system. We went for like what are the core dumps and analyze those things, many things. Since it's a blockchain, we have to make sure that with the nodes that we are connecting, how we are connecting to blockchain. So it's also scalable. Since we have to manage the nodes of the blockchain ourselves, some of them we did on ourselves, some we did through third-party service providers such as Infura, or for some other blockchain providers such as Guardrail. And we managed to make sure that nodes are also scalable when we receive higher number of requests and can be scaled down automatically. Each blockchain supports different kind of TPS. So we cannot force each blockchain with the same kind of pressure or same kind of RPS. So we need to make sure that we are not overloading a particular blockchain transaction pool and not overloading a particular account with too much. We need to manage all those things directly on the blockchain level. So details are much more, but just giving you a overview so that you can understand and visualize what kind of requirements that we went for. Definitely, we achieved a lot, 100x kind of improvement, so that now the applications are scalable, and this provided a confidence that they can go for large-scale drops and auctions. Summarizing everything, if you want to design such an application with multiple tenants, go for blockchain agnostic from the very start. Make sure that your standard you are following, whatever is accepted worldwide. And make sure that you, from the very start, cater for the transaction failure. Yes, it do happens. You may face underprice issues, norms, and maybe some overridden, maybe the transaction full, so on. There you have to cater from all those things. Make sure that your smart contract is audited. Our smart contracts are audited by third-party systems, and we cater all of them. So do get it done by third-party providers, or you can consult us. Select a blockchain providers as per your need and don't leave it. It's important. You will face it at the time of scalability. Protect your keys. I cannot ensure and force on this. Keys are like major things if you are wallet managing on the behalf of the customers. So never expose it, not even in your logs. Use Wallet Connect if you want to connect with multiple wallets. And went for security. Security is you should cater from the very start. And Helmet is just a small package giving you multiple features at the same time. But there are many layers that you need to do, many more steps, not just this one. Limit your APIs with the rate limiting, and so that you don't get DDoS kind of attacks, and at least prevent them. So, and make your application resilient. Thank you, everyone, for the opportunity, and thank you, Kivitech team.
Thank you, Sunarvik, for the insightful session. Now, I would like to request the audience to send in their questions in the chat or in the Q&A feature of Zoom below. Okay, so I see questions in the chat box. So the first question to you, Sunarvik, is how does one create variations on an image? Typically 10,000 variations for say.
So if you want to create multiple copies or multiple variations in a NFT, so you can have, suppose you can either make it flexible, your templating engine. So to cater only one image at a time, or you can upload all those images at the same time. We provide both features. Our application supports 20 variations at the same time so that you can upload all of them at the same time. So all these things are basically managed under the token URI inside the NFT under the blockchain.
All right, thank you. So the second question is, how do you incorporate the existing frameworks, features with the custom requirements or work?
Okay.
In other words, are you issuing a perpetual license for those features? I mean, what are the terms?
So, since we are integrating multiple features and policies, we have our internal policies as per the clients, and policy is visible to everyone. Since when we include any third-party services or any kind of technology, we sign with them very in-depth level of contracts of how we are going to manage the content of the system, who is going to have what level of access. There's a very deep level of access control that is exposed. Even if a third-party provider wants to access the particular set of application features and take control of that, they have to sign a very depth level of policy control. Then only they can have access to that with a limited set of things. So this is controlled on the both level. First, on the application level itself by the design, since APIs are designed in such a way to manage the RBAC, and also on the infra level by the IAMs. And the third control is done on the smart contract level.
Okay, thank you. So the third question is, do you white label NFT marketplace with multi-users?
Yeah, definitely. We cater multiple users at the same time for white label brands. So any brand who want to come to manage solution, then we can onboard on this application, and everything will be managed on them. So multiple users is definitely supported. This is a multi-tenant application.
Okay. So the next question is, how much should one budget for a typical image-based NFT?
So if are you talking about the transaction costs that are going on a particular blockchain? I hope so.
Yes.
So okay, so that varies from blockchain to blockchain and the market that are involved. For example, on a Palm, it will cost you less than even $1. And currently on Ethereum, it may cost you $8 to $9, depending upon the market condition.
Okay. So the next question is that how to secure smart contracts?
Okay, securing a smart contract is like not single set of steps that you need to perform. You need to make sure that each and every feature that you design, suppose we design a minting feature in your smart contract, which can mint your NFT on a blockchain. You need to make sure who is able to call that smart contract function or feature, you can say that. Okay, since the smart contract is deployed on a blockchain, anyone can connect to it and can call it and can execute it. But you need to make sure that it is protected. So there are multiple ways. So one is like required statement, or ownable statement, or you can have your custom RBAC completely indulge into it. And second layer of protection is designed like how your smart contract is designed and what are the memory footprints that you create, what type of variables that you create in your Solidity, and how much it is stored. Are you storing the permanent or temporary storage? Like there are many things. And third layer that you want to make sure how your Dapp is using your smart contract. You need to cater at all fronts to make sure the smart contract is secure.
All right. Thank you for the responses, Anarmik. Now, I would like to close the webinar by thanking the speakers and all the guests who took out time from their busy schedule and registered for this webinar. I hope that this webinar was informative and well worth your time. We host events, webinars, and workshops on a weekly basis. Please join us soon for our next event. Till then, take care, stay safe, and thank you.